Hello and welcome to the Shaman's Cave. I'm Renee Baribeau. And guess what? We hit 10,000 subscribers this week. Yes, yes, yes. Hit that subscribe button.
Renee beat me to it. Hi,
uh, you can say it too because we're really excited.
everyone. I'm Sandra and Ingerman. Welcome to the Shaman's Cave. And it was fun to receive. YouTube gets dramatic, so they send out these emails where you get blasting pictures everywhere. Congratulations, you've reached 10,000 subscribers. So it was just fun to see it. And so we have to find fun where we can right now because there's so much going on between new variants with the COVID. Are we ever going to get out of this? The unbelievable tragedy in Russia and Ukraine. And as I keep writing, we forget that there are countries around the world who are going through horrific abuses and wars, and nobody ever, ever, ever hears about them. So it's really important for us to do our spiritual work. That is the key for us. I mean, there's things we could do with social activism, but we have to understand that in every single spiritual tradition, it's not just shamanism. In my research, I have not found a spiritual tradition that does not hold the same belief that before anything manifests in the physical world, it has to start in the unseen worlds through intention. So the intention in the unseen worlds is what creates everything that we're seeing on the earth right now. Everything. And so, what we thought that we would do, because the equinox is coming up, is let's start working in the unseen worlds and let's start planting the right seeds as we welcome in the equinox. And we have a lot of listeners and viewers from parts of the world who are entering into the fall equinox. We have people who listen from South America. We have people who listen from down under. And so we're doing a ceremony to welcome in the equinox, and it doesn't matter where you live. We'll be using an intention that we are going to stand up in our spiritual strength and being really strong links with each other to plant a new world garden that will grow into one of peace, beauty, kindness, love, light, honor, and respect for all of life.
Absolutely. I ditto everything she said. And in the wind work, this horizontal axis that the equinox, holds is about, the sun rising and the sun setting. And so to me, there's always been more of a balance on this horizontal axis of our consensual agreement here, so that really, even though you might be in Australia or south of the equator, that this balancing access, this is a really great place that we meet between the light and the dark, and the sun rising and the sun setting, and the people who live in the north and the people who live in the south. So for me, this is the place where we really can harmonize, so that the seeds that you might be harvesting over in the down under are based on what we're going to be planting, so that there's really a cooperative effect between us here. And so this is a perfect kind of ceremony of what we're going to do today.
Yeah, so it's really important because people are really in a place of despair and hopelessness right now. And if you can hold on to the fact that society is not teaching us that everything that manifests in the physical world starts in the unseen realms. So for a lot of you, it's going to be finding a new habit, a new habitual way of thinking, living, and working, which is what the times are calling for. We have to change everything.
Hmm.
And part of what we are going to have to change is how we think and how we dream. And so you start dreaming about how everything's falling apart. And guess what? You're feeding everybody's dreams in the world who are talking about how the world is falling apart. And look at what's happening in the world right now. So if you want to change what's happening in the world, then you have to change what's happening in your dreams. And when I'm talking about dreams, I'm talking about the words that you use. That is part of the intention that goes up into the unseen realms and manifests down on earth. That has to do with your thoughts. Your thoughts lead to a particular outcome, and your daydreams are everything. Your daydreams are where you set the intention of what you're calling in for yourself and all of life. So it's like working out at the gym. Don't start too hard. Don't start with picking up 100-pound weights. Start with 3-pound weights and working your way up. But I've been doing this work since I wrote Medicine for the Earth in and it came out in 2000, and I still have to practice at it. So the point that I'm trying to make is everybody's giving up too easily. They dream for a moment and then they lose their focus and get caught back up in the drama. So, how many more minutes a day can we dream a new world and not get caught up in the drama instead of giving yourself a project that's just too hard to accomplish because you didn't build up to it?
It's like a question of what are you giving breath to? Because really form follows thought and energy. And so, what are you spending your time doing? Like, I don't read. I purposely don't get caught up in reading too many different things about this or that. And not because I want to remain ignorant, could be, maybe I am just ignorant, but because I don't want to that's not where I want to place my intention. And if I follow that thread too far down the rabbit hole, then I can't necessarily hear what spirit's trying to tell me, which is actually going to be another show we have coming up, how to listen and how to trust what spirit's telling us. But the truth is that I always start with the creation. How do I want to live in the world? What is the world that I want to create? And then, so for me, that's always the key to everything is really being really clear on that creation. And that's what we're going to look at is what are you creating in your garden? What have you planted? What seeds are you sowing? And, and it's a perfect time to replant and change those seeds or look at the quality of the seeds or get some new seeds.
Yes, absolutely. So, um, the plan for today is Renee will be using her wonderful wind whistle and bringing us her combined magic because Renee has this amazing connection with the wind and bringing in the wind to help us in our work today. And I'm going to lead you on a guided journey ceremony. A journey is a ceremony. So let's just get clear on that. And shamanism, shamanic journeying is a shamanic ceremony. So we'll be doing some guided work. And the first part of the work is going to be, and again, remember our show is short. So you might need to repeat this work many times, but you can either listen or just go back and put on some beautiful music and keep going with the ceremony. Um, and so we're going to first start by going within ourselves and using our imagination. Again, imagination doesn't mean you're making it up. Imagination in shamanism means you're opening up to your non-ordinary senses so you can see into a different dimension of life. And so, if you use the metaphor that your inner world is an inner garden, and I keep repeating, shamans are gardeners of energy, and look at your inner garden and what did you plant there? What seeds have you planted there? Have you planted seeds of scarcity? Have you planted seeds of fear? Have you planted seeds of division? Have you planted seeds of love? Have you planted seeds of wanting to find inner peace? You get the point. Um, it's
Or
what,
did you plant carrots?
yeah, what do you want to grow? What do you want to grow? And so we'll be starting with that. And then we'll be moving on pretty quickly just to give you a sense of how to continue that work on your own. And then we'll be moving into a group journey where I'll lead you to a world garden where we take our tools, every tool that we have, and we start planting seeds of a new dream for the world. So, yes, the dream for you is the same as the dream for the world, if you want to get real spiritual about it. But first, we're going to start with a little bit of inner work, and then you'll start with your the outer work of working with the world garden. And I just want to tell a funny story for those of you in the southern hemisphere, because I live in New Mexico, and in New Mexico, which is Native American, Hispanic, and Anglos like myself are the minority. And so in the Hispanic tradition, they do fall gardening where they plant certain seeds in the fall, and the rains and the snow of winter give the water the seeds so that in the spring you just magically have this unbelievable garden. So my husband and I have a really hard time growing things out here because we just have so many bugs eating everything, and we won't use pesticides, obviously. So I decided to do fall planting, and what happened was I planted in the fall this beautiful garden. It was really beautiful. And I come out the next day to see it, and there were thousands and thousands and thousands of red ants carrying every single seed that I planted out of in perfect order. I mean, it was, I wish I
You did
could
it
have
just for
filmed it.
them.
I wish I could have filmed it. It was the most beautiful. It was like a concert, a symphony, a dance of each red ant, and they followed in perfect order, each ant, and they all were carrying a seed. So, anyway, fall gardening is a tradition, and it's something that you can think about doing too. So, Renee shared about the horizontal line, and I'm just sharing that planting goes on in spring and fall. So we welcome in the equinox together. So,
Yes. And I want to say that last fall, I planted three things of broccoli because I guess you can plant broccoli and it sustains through the winter. And so it's out there growing. I'm very excited.
oh,
But my garden's, unlike my garden's caged, like to protect it from the deer who are out there munching on all of my bulbs right now.
yeah.
digging
Yeah.
them up for fun.
Yeah. We have every protection known to mankind except pesticides, but nobody seems to care.
I'm gonna put on our journey screen, and
Yeah, and just so everybody understands, we use the journey screen so that you can go into your own space and not be distracted, because that's really important part of the work. Okay, so if you have a drum or rattle that you would like to use for this journey, please feel free to get it. And you can always make your own using a jar and some stones or some seeds, and to make a rattle with it. You can click two pens together, you can click two sticks together. Use your imagination, and if you continue to join us on the Shaman's Cave, you'll have an instrument to join in while we do our journeys and ceremonies together. So here we go. So we'll let Renee use her wind whistle to call in the winds to help us with our work today. And so we have the guidance, the protection of the winds who are participating with us fully in the work that we do today. And so we start with remembering that this world was created out of the energy of love and the energy of light. But humans have lost their way, and they've gotten lost in society's beliefs about power over. We have forgotten. We have just forgotten. I don't need to say more. You understand. So let's remember why we're here. And let's remember that we are shamans. And we are gardeners of energy. So allow yourself to use your imagination, meaning that you open up your intuition and your unseen senses, where you see with different eyes, with your invisible ears, and you feel on a very different level with your body. And drop down inside yourself, and with your intention, use your unseen senses to imagine that you've entered into a different dimension of life. And in this dimension of life, there's an inner garden within you. A garden filled with plants, and all those plants are growing from the seeds that you have planted into the soil, into the earth of your body and your inner garden. What are these seeds that you have planted? Are they the seeds that you want to see growing? How are you nurturing them? Are you nurturing them with constant thoughts about chaos and destruction? Or did you plant seeds of love and nurture them with love? You're gardening every day, whether you know it or not, or whether you want to or not. Every word, every thought, every daydream, you're planting into your inner soil. So think about the qualities that you would like to see for yourself, such as inner peace, trust, evolution, gratefulness, light, holding yourself in love, no matter how many questions you have about your self-worth. The Creator doesn't, and you were born in the eyes of the Creator. So think about those seeds that you want to plant and start planting them into your soil right now through saying a word out loud or saying a thought out loud or daydreaming. Your perfect imagination of what life would be for you right now. Okay, and so this is work for you to continue. A gardener's work is never done. Our garden always needs to be tended to. So make a commitment to yourself that you're willing to tend your garden so that you grow beauty into your own life, which flows out throughout the entire earth. And now, just stand up. Let's all stand up and walk towards your door to your apartment or your house. Allow that door to shift itself into a fog, into a mist that you simply step through. And you find yourself walking on a path, opening all your unseen senses as we travel through this path outside of our house to a meadow that you will find at the top of the path where we will all gather together. And we'll sing as we walk. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I feel your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I feel your heartbeat. Hey, 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 oh. Hey, 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 So we get to the top and we get to this amazing meadow. People from all over the world gathering together in love to plant seeds of beauty for the world that's in such chaos, so much suffering. Our hearts are being touched. We're all being touched in different ways. And we're all finding different ways to try and find inner peace inside of ourselves. For inner peace will bring us out of the drama that we're in and will help to create a new vision for the world. So let's all plant a seed of inner peace for all of life and for ourselves and for our circle in our world garden. And feel for yourself, what seeds would you personally like to plant for a new vision for the world? Everything happens in the unseen. Your seeds are being nurtured by the darkness. We're in darkness right now on this planet Earth. Let the darkness nurture the seeds of hope, of peace, of love, of light. What do you want to plant? Plant it. Join in with the group. Plant little areas together. Find some people that you want to plant with. And plant seeds of hope and love and light. Your vision for a new world. And the sky opens up and the rains come down to wet the earth. And the fire of the sun brings light to the soil. All plants are light. And so again, this is work that you can continue. But we've honored the earth, water as the rain, fire as the sun. And now Renee will blow her wind whistle to help scatter the seeds. And we honor the wind. And so part of honoring the equinox is honoring the elements because we are the elements. We are earth, air, water, fire. And earth, air, water, fire is responsible for us and having life on this great planet Earth. So as we stand around in awe and wonder of all the amazing seeds that we've planted from people all over the world, we take time to open up our hearts to the elements and give them thanks for all they bring us so that we may thrive. Through the good times and the challenging times, the elements are always here as our allies. And so we just want to take a moment to hold hands and give thanks for the beauty that everyone was willing to share in creating a new vision, a new dream for our world. And we drop hands. We say goodbye to each other. We turn around and we find the path leading back to our homes. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I feel your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I feel your heartbeat. Hey, 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 oh. Hey, 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 oh. Hey, 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 oh. Hey, 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 oh. Okay, so we enter back into our doorway through the veils, the magical veils that are always available to us. Because throughout time, humans have been journeying into so many beautiful parallel dimensions of reality. So don't feel stuck in this dimension of reality. Know that you can visit such places as our garden and watch the seeds grow over time. But for now, we give thanks for our lives. We give thanks for being part of a circle of life that knows what honoring life means and how precious life is. And so we give gratitude to the elements. We give gratitude to the changes that are coming, that this new season will bring. We place our hands on our heart, loving ourselves and making a commitment to hold love and hold space for the world while we continue our beautiful dreaming practices on our own and in our communities and with our friends. Our work is done for now. Okay, thank you everyone. Just getting my video back on. I can never hit that video button. I don't know what it is.
They
Welcome
hide
back,
them.
everyone. Sorry, Renee, go ahead.
No, they hide them.
Oh, yeah. No, it's my fingers.
No, that was beautiful. I think we don't have to say anything. Everyone walk in peace, and we will see you again next week. Follow us over at Shamans TV. Let us know how this was for you and share your experience once you're ready.
And we wish you a beautiful equinox, everyone. Blessings. Goodbye.